You ever sit there with a walnut in your hand, rolling it between your fingers and think, how did this little thing get here? I mean, before it ended up in that bowl on your table or in a cookie, it's been through months, sometimes years, of work you'll probably never see. Out in the middle of these massive orchards, where rows of trees stretch, so far you can't see the end. The story starts in winter when everything looks quiet, almost dead. The branches are bare, the ground's damp, and you'd never guess they're hiding the blueprint for the harvest to come. Farmers walk between those trees, checking the bark, trimming branches just right so the sun will hit every spot in spring. And these trees aren't young. They've been here for decades, some planted by the parents or even grandparents of the people working them now. Come spring, the air smells different. The buds start swelling, tiny flowers open, bees buzz like they've got a schedule to keep. And that's when the magic starts. The flowers turn into these small green husks, and inside them, hidden away, the walnut is forming. All summer long, the trees are busy doing their quiet work, pulling water up from deep underground, soaking up sunlight, and packing layer after layer into that shell. By late summer, the husks have grown thick and hard, and if you're standing in the orchard, you'll notice the smell, kind of earthy, a little sharp, like green leaves and wood. That's when you know they're getting close. And then, just as the season shifts and the air feels different in the mornings, those husks start to split. Not wide open, just a little crack, almost like the tree is whispering to the farmer, "I'm ready." And that's when the whole place changes. Farmers roll in with these enormous machines that look like they belong in some science fiction movie. They're called tree shakers, and they do exactly what the name says. They drive up, clamp onto the trunk, and in a matter of seconds they send this deep vibration through the whole tree. The ground starts thudding as thousands of walnuts come raining down, bouncing off branches, hitting the soil, and you get this mix of sounds, thuds, snaps, rustling leaves, that you never forget. The air fills with dust and that dry, nutty smell, and by the time they're done, the orchard floor looks like someone poured a blanket of walnuts over it. But here's the thing, you can't just leave them there. If they sit too long, moisture creeps in, mold can start, pests find them, and the quality drops fast. So almost immediately, sweepers come in. These low, wide machines drive between the rows with spinning brushes that push every walnut into long, perfect lines. Then harvesters follow right behind, scooping them up and sending them through a belt into big truck beds. The trucks head straight to the processing plant, and that's where it gets loud. You hear conveyor belts humming, metal drums clanging, and the constant rattle of nuts moving from one step to the next. First, they go through husk removers, huge spinning cylinders with ridged surfaces that rub and crack the green husks right off. The husks fall away into piles, sometimes used for compost or even cattle bedding, and what's left is the shell. Next, the walnuts drop into long water baths where they roll and bob around like tiny boats. It's not just to clean them, it also helps separate out lighter debris, leaves, and anything that doesn't belong. Then, dripping wet, they ride up conveyors into giant drying chambers. Warm air flows through for hours, sometimes a full day, bringing the moisture level down to that sweet spot where they'll keep for months without losing flavor. But here's the part most people never think about: cracking them. You can't just smash a walnut if you want those perfect halves. These machines have to be gentle but precise, using just enough pressure to split the shell without crushing the nut inside. It's like surgery for snacks. The cracked shells and kernels fall onto another set of conveyors where optical sorters scan them at lightning speed, shooting bursts of air to kick out any that are too dark, too small, or broken. And even after all that, human eyes are still the final judge. You'll see workers at long tables, and their hands moving fast, flipping each piece over, checking color, size, and texture, because no machine can match the instincts built from years of doing this. The good ones get packed right there, sealed into airtight bags or bulk boxes, labeled and stacked on pallets. Some head straight to snack companies, some to bakeries, some to chocolate makers, and some to be roasted and seasoned before hitting store shelves. And every one of those walnuts has a story. The storms that almost knocked the blossoms off in spring, the heat waves that threatened to dry them too soon, the farmer deciding the exact day to shake the trees. By the time you sit down with a handful, you're eating the result of a whole year's worth of weather, labor, and patience. And I think that's the part people miss. This isn't just a nut. It's sunlight stored inside a shell. It's mornings in an orchard where the air smells like dry leaves. It's the sound of 1,000 walnuts hitting the ground at once. It's a handshake between nature and machinery. So the next time you crack one open, maybe take a second before you eat it. Because in that bite, you're holding an entire journey most people will never see.